Greetings, welcome to our webinar today where we're going to talk about our Global Master of Finance program. Thank you for joining us. It looks like we have people from all over the globe, so we're really excited to share with you, and I'm really excited to be joined by our partners today from UPF. So today we're going to talk about the Global Master of Finance program. We're going to spotlight our partner with UPF in the Barcelona School of Management in Barcelona, Spain. And so we're really excited and want to thank them for joining us to share more about this awesome and exciting program. Before we get started today, I want to let you know that everyone has been muted. As much as we enjoy you joining us, we want to reduce background noise. So I do want to make sure that everyone can hear us. If you're having any difficulty, please use the raise your hand function or send a message in the chat box as well. Questions, feel free to write your questions in the Q&A box of the software, and we will address any questions at the end of the session. Couple of brief introductions. I am Jessica Voss. I am an Associate Director of Graduate Programs Admissions here at Olin Business School. I work really closely with our specialized master's programs, including all of our Master of Science and Finance programs and the global programs. So I want to welcome you, and I'm excited to share a little bit about our side of the program and also about life here in St. Louis while you're here. And I also want to turn it over now to my colleagues from UPF to introduce themselves as well.
Hi, I'm Noelia Martinez, the Program Advisor at UPF Barcelona School of Management, and I'm here to guide you with the admission process.
Hello, my name is Albert Banal Estañol. I'm the Program Director of the MSc in Finance and Banking, and I'm also a professor here at Universitat Pompeu Fabra.
Great. Thank you guys again for joining us. This is a great opportunity to learn about the programs from both sides. So thank you again for joining us.
Thanks.
We are going to get started by talking a little bit about the program structure. So we will talk that you begin the program here at Washington University with a 4-course, 6-credit summer. Following that summer, you spend the fall, winter, and spring semesters at UPF. You return to WashU for a second summer semester, but before you rejoin and come to campus, you actually rejoin your GMF cohort for immersion courses in both New York and Washington, D.C., and then you return to campus to finish out your program, ultimately with graduation from the MS in Finance here at WashU. Then you return, this is a special program, you return to UPF Barcelona School of Management for your internship and thesis in that second fall semester. My slides are going a little slow on me today. I apologize for that. So when we talk about the curriculum here at WashU and the experience here at WashU, there's a couple of highlights that I'd like to talk about. When you're here studying in both summers, there's a great opportunity that you're not only studying with your global cohort, you're also studying with our Master of Science and Finance students, both our corporate finance and our new track, the Wealth and Asset Management students. So you really have a classroom experience with not just those that are in the same program as you, but with those that are also studying finance from other cohorts. You really get curriculum that is well-versed in valuation. That's a highlight of our Master of Science and Finance program that comes from our faculty. You'll see also you end with graduation, which is super exciting. Todd Milbourne pictured as a Senior Associate Dean. Great faculty, talks a lot about the strengths in our faculty in terms of our curriculum and the sample courses that you would take. So some of the sample courses I want to highlight are talking about investment theory, and then also some of the other courses in terms of data analysis for investment. We all know that the importance of data and how to use that data in different fields, whether it be finance or customers, that's really important. And then also I want to highlight the investment praxis, which is a course where you actually get a chunk of the endowment fund to manage and kind of make those decisions for that. So that's how you kind of culminate the end of your experience here at WashU in terms of your curriculum. The immersion course is also a really, really big part of the global program. One of my favorite parts of the global program, I had the privilege of joining the students in Washington, D.C. last year. So you spend time both in Washington, D.C. and New York. Both courses are 3-credit courses, and they're really focused on financial markets and regulation. So when you are in D.C., You are looking at the regulation of the United States financial markets. Examining in this course includes key institutions and actors involved in the regulation. So not only do you get to go out and visit sites like the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank, but you also have speakers coming to you. So a couple cool speakers, and one of the students' favorites for many years that we've been doing this program is Jared Bernstein, who's the former chief economic advisor to Joe Biden. He always has great insight, answers questions. It's always one of the best segments of that immersion in DC. When you're in New York, you're also doing the same thing. You're visiting companies, you're learning about the financial system from the corporate side. So, financial institutions in the markets and how they participate. So you'll go to company visits, S&P Global. You also visit things like JP Morgan, and also have speakers come to you. It's a great opportunity to be in a small room. Usually, it's just the GMF cohort, which is usually 30 to 40 students. You're in a room with some of the top CEOs and company and representatives of companies that you may not have access to. So it's a great opportunity to learn from them, ask a lot of really great questions, get their insights into the financial markets, and also just in, advice on how they got to where they were or things like that. So it's a really great experience that you get a chance to be a part of. I am going to turn it over with a video now to introduce my partners at UPF.
The world of a manager has become much more fast-paced, much more complex, and also global. Your team needs to rely on you, and for that, the only way to get it is knowledge and practice.
What I wanted to learn was how to value companies, what are banking regulations, what does it mean for other financial products that we use, like derivatives, and that's exactly what I learned from the course.
We live in the era of big data. What we want to do is train managers that can effectively speak both languages, the language of management with the language of analytics.
The fact that the professors are also professionals gives you a great insight to the real world business and the problems and challenges that we will face after this program.
Perhaps 60–70% of the problems in a job is not just managing staff or managing goods, it's managing people. That's something that it's not on the books. It's something that you learn with the students, you learn in class, in the internship.
They had kind of simulations. We were able to combine all our ideas, acting like a team.
In the new management, definitely the international perspective is crucial. One market, one world, plenty of opportunities and plenty of challenges.
A lot of business happened in China. In this school, there are students from all over the world, so I want to learn how to cooperate with them.
Usually we look for people who is able to comprehend business elements. We need also people who is able to work in team. We look for team players. So Master of Science, it's clearly one of our target programs.
After the course, what I learned is I need to keep learning from life, from job.
I see myself dedicated to the job. People are usually critical of people working in finance, but I believe there are a lot of banking products that would make people's life easier.
So now I will turn it over to my colleagues to talk more about the experience that you can have at UPF.
Well, thanks. Barcelona is now the top destination in Spain, and also one of the top 10 in Europe. There is a huge international community here studying and also working. There are loads of things going on culturally. So apart from studying, you can also go to places like the Mobile Congress, visit museums, You will have a landing when you arrive so that you get familiar. And I would say that the city itself, it's very easy to commute, and we are used to have people from all over the world. Yeah, also the culture is very important for us. So if you move to the next slide, you will see that well, here you have the modernist style that inspires the city. These are some architectures from Gaudi, such as the Sagrada Familia. And well, also Gaudi was one of the artists of the library that we have in the campus of Ciutadella, which is the opposite of Las Aigües, which is a library that looks like a Harry Potter movie. And it's a very nice atmosphere if you want to study and you have a tough exam. So we are really encouraging you to come because the city, it's really nice, I would say.
Great. So let's talk a little bit more about the school.
Yeah, let me introduce the school. UPF Barcelona School of Management is the management school of Pompeu Fabra. If you look at the rankings worldwide, we are the second Spanish university for the Times Higher Education ranking. We are the 15th best university for the universities under 50 years old. We are performing really well each year because of professors such as Albert that we have here joining us, and also because we try to attract talent to our programs, okay? So you can see that we are really well placed in loads of rankings, and professors, they conduct loads of research, and also they give assessment to companies and to public places, okay? So you can even see them on the news at night, so we are really proud about that. Well, the Master of Science has a master thesis. All the Masters of Science offer a master thesis. It's an official accredited program. It's fully taught in English. That means that you are going to be talking in English in the class, but also outside the class with your classmates. It's full-time dedication. We don't recommend to study and work at the same time. And we are looking for junior professionals with less than 3 years of experience who are looking to have a career in banking or finance. And everything is based on the scientific method. It doesn't mean that you are going to be doing maths all day, but there is an analytical approach so that you can take rational decisions afterwards in the business arena. So now Albert, he's going to talk about a bit more about the program.
So our program is essentially divided into two parts. One is the finance part, and then the second one is the banking part. Complementing the approach from our partners in Washington, we have a great emphasis in the finance part on the corporate finance. So we have several courses in corporate finance, and also electives that are very interesting. But our main area of research at the department, I would say, one of the distinguishing features of our MSc is the banking part. So we have one of the top departments in terms of research in banking in Europe, and we have many of our professors that are experienced, and they've been doing research, teaching, and have experience in organizations in banking that teach in our program. So we have professors that are experts in systemic crisis, on macroprudential regulation, financial markets. So this is financial markets as institutions that essentially give, I think, a unique view into this area. So it's a good combination from the financial side of the firms, but also on the banking and regulation side, which is important nowadays, but is going to be even more important in the coming future. So that's essentially in terms of content. Also, as Noelia was saying, we have the courses. Then there is the master thesis that is done, that is undertaken under the supervision of professors in the department, and that also lead to essentially master thesis presentation towards the end of the course, and then also as part of the program, there is a curricular internship that can be done here in Spain, but can also be done wherever else in the world. Okay.
Yes, here we have a few companies that we have agreements with. As Albert was saying, the internship is curricular, is mandatory, and some of the students also, they write a master thesis that has a relationship sometimes with the internship, and the career department here is going to support you right from the beginning with your landing here in Barcelona. There is a landing week so that you know where to focus in finance or banking, so that you know how to focus your career and you know where to apply locally or internationally. Okay, so you will have one-to-one sessions, you will have seminars so that you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, so that you know how to sell yourself in all these companies, and also some governmental institutions that offer internships, also some students apply for. Okay.
Very good. So thank you for providing information about the curriculum. Now that we've got you all hooked, we are going to talk a little bit about the application process. And so here at Olin, we really try to make the application process as streamlined as possible. The application is comprised of a one-page resume. You will do 2 required essays. There is also an optional essay. We can talk about that briefly. But the 2 required essays, we really want to get to know you. So we want you to tell us, introduce yourself to your future cohort. Tell us who you are, a little bit about your background. And then also the second essay question is really more of a statement of purpose. So we want to know, what is your goal in pursuing this program and that ultimate career goal. We also do require the GMAT or the GRE test score. And for international applicants, we may require the TOEFL or IELTS score. And for all international applicants, we also require an English language skill assessment video that is a short video that is sent to you. The application itself is a very short few pages that you complete online, including a FERPA agreement that allows us to share your information with our partner. There is an interview process, so should you be invited to interview, you would participate either on campus if you're close or via a Skype interview. And then when should you apply by? Our deadline's coming up. February 1st is our international student deadline, so we do ask that all international students apply by that February 1st deadline. Notification for that deadline will be March 22nd. So should you apply by February 1st, you will be notified on March 22nd of your admission decision. And our last deadline is April 3rd. So any U.S. citizen or permanent resident can apply by that date. The reason for the earlier international deadline is for visa processing and allow for the documentation that needs to be done. So we've kind of finished the content part, but we do have some questions that we want to address. If you have any additional questions, please send them into the Q&A box. I do have a couple questions that I'd like to pitch out to our colleagues here, and then we'll go from there if anyone else has any additional questions. So first, Noelia, you talked a lot about landing week. So can you explain a little bit more of what is landing week and kind of what is part of that?
The landing, you mean?
Yes.
All right. As we have people coming from different backgrounds and different nationalities, Sometimes they are not familiar with Barcelona and with the school. During the first week, there is like an introduction from the different departments who are going to be in contact with the students. And also it's an opportunity to meet the professors, the classmates, and there are presentations from the careers department. Also, there is a program manager who is going to centralize all the issues that you may have about the class, so that you don't need to approach the professors directly if you need materials or so. So I would say it's landing that so that you can start smoothly here in our school and makes everything easier. Okay, I hope it's clear.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Albert, can you tell me a little bit more, maybe any insights on the current financial arena in Europe?
The current insights, you mean, say it again, sorry?
The financial arena in Europe, kind of the status of the financial arena in the European market.
So one of the interesting developments that I think this course is gonna talk about, that is gonna is interesting, is the development of all these alternative alternative finance strategies. So the role that non-banking institutions will play in the financial sector in the coming future. So there are all these, for example, all these fintech related to financing that is becoming nowadays is becoming ever more important here in Europe. It's also taking place in the US, but now it's finally reaching Europe. So, for example, there are all these platforms of financing that put together investors and firms, all these crowdfunding, crowd lending platforms, and so on, that are super interesting, both places to work and places to or models to analyze, and that will be analyzed in our program.
Very good. So one question that we get asked really frequently is about the experience here at Olin, being here during the summer. So the benefit, like I mentioned before, is that you're here not only just with your global cohort, and the global cohort consists of students going to all of our global partners. So you're here taking courses with students who will head off to Singapore or to IDC, etc. But you're also here taking classes with our MS and finance students. So they start those programs in the summer as well. So you really get the chance to broaden your network beyond just your global cohort and take courses with our other Master of Science and Finance students. Also, one of the funnest, most fun times to be in St. Louis is in the summer. There's a lot of activities going on. Campus is located right next to Forest Park. We have more free activities per capita than any other city outside of Washington, D.C. So it's a great place to get out and enjoy the warm weather. There's always things happening at the Muni or at the zoo. So it's a really great place to enjoy during the summer, including if you're a sports fan. Cardinals baseball is always going on in the summer. So it's a great place to get out and enjoy activities in the summer. One other question I have for you guys is about career opportunities. Where do you typically see people with the MS in finance and banking heading towards in terms of their career?
Well, the thing is that we offer like a set of opportunities, and you can apply for the internship, and here they give you guidance. And we have people who prefer to work in, I would say, a big international company. So these international schemes, they start really early, I would say, in Europe, and they tell them when to apply. Also, there are some opportunities local here in Barcelona, because in Barcelona there are loads of startups as well. There is a neighborhood which is full of startups right now. And as Albert was saying, there is a lot of things going on crowdfunding and getting financial budget for all these companies. So it really depends on the candidate, and some of them, they prefer to go to governmental positions such as the European Central Bank, I would say, or the United Nations that were on the slide. So, but they will get informed about that. And also if the candidate finds an internship on their own because wants to work in a place specifically, I don't know, in India, and the job description has a relation with the Master of Science in Management, they can approve that internship as a good one here. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I would also say that in general, so I would say that our students in the past have gone in all different sectors, right? So from consultancy to like commercial banks, investment banks, and also companies, right? So in the finance departments of multinationals, or even of as Noelia was saying, startups or small firms. Here in Barcelona. And I think that there is quite a lot of diversity, both on the type of company or institution, and also the geographical diversity. There are some that prefers to stay here in Barcelona. There are some that prefer to go to London, which is probably the leading financial center in Europe, or in other countries in Europe or elsewhere in the world.
Yes, I would say, so we had a question, and I think you just answered it a lot in terms of where students from the MS and finance and banking go. I will talk about students going from the MSF programs, especially the curriculum on our side for this Master of Science in Finance that you receive from the Olin Business School side of this program is most similar to our corporate finance and investments track. So you're looking for careers as a financial analyst, in equity research, as a consultant, an investment analyst, risk analyst. That those are types of some of the positions that graduates have gone to from the Global Master of Finance program.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Any other questions from anyone? All right. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us. Those that did join us, we will follow up with an email and make sure to send the recording in case you have any questions or you missed something. If you do have questions about the program, please email us at olingradadmissions@woostel.edu, and we'll be sure to get back with you as soon as possible. And again, thank you for participating, and thank you to my colleagues, both of you, Noelia and Albert. Thank you so much for your help in this and for joining us today.
Thanks to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you all. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.